The glow of the laptop screen was the only light in the room as Sarah sat hunched over her keyboard, fingers trembling. Outside, rain lashed against the windows, the wind howling like an uninvited guest at the edge of her consciousness. She stared at the blank post on her blog, heart pounding with a sense of urgency she couldn't fully explain. Her followers had been expecting a new entry for weeks. She built a solid following, people eager for her tales of paranormal investigations and creepy urban legends. But this post would be different, far more personal, far darker than anything she'd ever written. Because this time it wasn't about someone else's haunted house or a cursed object. This time it was about her. The cursor blinked, taunting her. She began typing. October 15th, 2024, last entry. To anyone reading this, I don't know how much time I have left. I don't know if this will even make sense. But I need to try because something is wrong, terribly wrong, and I don't think I'm coming back from this. She paused, listening. There was that sound again, like footsteps, slow and deliberate, somewhere upstairs. It had been happening all night, but every time she went to check, the rooms were empty. Her house, once a sanctuary, had turned against her. With shaking fingers, she continued. It started 3 weeks ago. I've had an email from an anonymous tip about a place called Redgrave House, an old estate on the outskirts of town. The story went that the last owner, a reclusive writer, had disappeared without a trace in the late 1960s. They said his ghost still lingered, trapped in the house, waiting for anyone foolish enough to try and find him. Classic haunted house stuff, right? But I was intrigued. So I went. Alone. God, I wished I hadn't. Sarah's eyes flickered to the shadows pooling in the corners of the room. She could almost feel them pressing closer, inching toward her. She continued typing faster now, driven by a knowing fear that whatever was out there wouldn't wait much longer. The house was wrong. I could feel it as soon as I stepped inside. It was like the air was thicker, harder to breathe. The walls seemed to pulse, almost like the house itself was alive. But I didn't turn back. I kept exploring room after room, each one worse than the last. Then I found the study. His study. There was this old typewriter on the desk, dusty but still intact. And the papers, they were everywhere, scattered across the floor. I knelt down to pick one up, and that's when I saw it. Her breathing hitched as she remembered. The memory was still sharp, like a shard of glass lodged in her brain. It was my name, written in long, frantic strokes, over and over again on every page. Hundreds of them. Sarah Blake, Sarah Blake, Sarah Blake, like he had been waiting for me. I should have left right then, but I didn't. I thought it was some weird coincidence, a prank, maybe. I mean, what else could it have been? I'm a blogger. My name's public. That's what I told myself anyway. But the truth was, I felt it. Like he was watching me. The sound of footsteps upstairs was louder now, more insistent, as if whoever or whatever was no longer content to linger in the shadows. Sarah glanced toward the staircase, dread clawing at her chest. She had to finish. She had to tell them. I left the house, but something followed me. I know how it sounds, but it's true. Since that night, things have been happening. Things I can't explain. Doors opening on their own, whispering in the dead of night. And the dreams, God, the dreams. I keep seeing him. The writer. In my house, standing at the foot of my bed, his face, blank, like someone had scrubbed away his features. Every time he's closer. Every time I wake up screaming. But it's not just dreams anymore. Last night, I woke up and he was there, sitting in the corner of my room watching me. I could feel him. His breath cold on my skin. When I turned on the light, he was gone. But the room was freezing, like he had left a part of himself behind. The words spilled out faster, desperate, like a confession. I've tried everything, salt, sage, holy water. Nothing works. He's still here. Right now, even as I type this, I can feel him. Watching me, waiting for me to finish. I think he wants me to join him, to be part of his story. This is a warning. If you're reading this, don't go to Redgrave House. Don't let your curiosity drag you there like it did me. I don't know what he is or what he wants, but he's not a ghost. He's something worse. And he's coming for me. The laptop flickered as Sarah hit publish, the sudden dimming of the screen making her stomach drop. The footsteps were louder now, no longer upstairs. They were on the stairs. The lights went out. Sarah sat frozen, her breath shallow and ragged. Her eyes darted to the hallway just beyond her desk, where the darkness seemed thicker, almost tangible. The footsteps stopped. For a moment, there was silence. Oppressive, suffocating silence. Then, a faint creak, like someone was leaning just around the corner. Her heart thundered in her chest, and she turned her head slowly, praying she wouldn't see what she knew was already there. But he was. Standing just beyond the doorway, his face featureless, his presence filling the room like a smothering shadow. And then, in the cold, suffocating darkness, he spoke. "You're mine now." The screen went black, and Sarah Blake's blog was never updated again. But her last entry remained, a desperate cry for help, lingering in the depths of the internet like a ghost of its own. A warning, or perhaps an invitation. If you read it, he might come for you next. As she stepped off the bus, Naomi straightened her blouse and checked her watch for what felt like the 100th time. She was early, just as her mother had taught her. The address on the job posting matched the sleek, silver building in front of her. Naomi took a deep breath, smoothing her dark hair, and pushed through the revolving door. Inside, the receptionist, a porcelain-skinned woman with piercing blue eyes, greeted her with a warm smile. "Naomi, right? Mr. Anderson is waiting for you." Naomi nodded, following the receptionist to a door labeled "Private." Mr. Anderson, an unsettlingly pale man with albino features, rose from his chair, extending a bony hand. "Welcome, Naomi. Please sit." His handshake was cold, but Naomi tried to shake off the unease. The office was immaculate, with no signs of paperwork or office supplies. Just a single folder on the desk. "So, Naomi, tell me about yourself," Mr. Anderson said, his voice low and hypnotic. Naomi launched into her well-rehearsed speech, but Mr. Anderson's gaze made her skin crawl. His eyes seemed to drink in every detail, lingering on her slender neck and wrists. As the interview concluded, Mr. Anderson leaned forward, his voice taking on a sinister tone. "Naomi, I think you'll find our company accommodating. We cater to specific clients with unique requirements." Naomi's instincts screamed warning, but she pushed aside her doubts. "What kind of clients?" Mr. Anderson's smile revealed crooked teeth. "Government contracts, high-end clientele, discreet services." A chill ran down Naomi's spine as Mr. Anderson stood, his movements fluid and menacing. "Let's discuss the positions, perks." Naomi tried to rise, but her legs felt heavy, as if rooted to the chair. Mr. Anderson's eyes seemed to bore into her soul. Suddenly, the room darkened, and Naomi felt a sharp prick in her neck. Everything blurred. When she awoke, Naomi found herself in a cold, steel-lined room. Mr. Anderson loomed over her, his face twisted into a grotesque grin. "Welcome to our processing facility, Naomi. You'll make a fine addition to our inventory." Naomi's screams were drowned out by the sound of surgical equipment whirring to life. Days passed, or perhaps weeks. Naomi lost track of time, subjected to unspeakable horrors. Mr. Anderson's true business became clear, harvesting human organs for the wealthy and powerful. Naomi's once slender body was now ravaged, her dark skin pale from blood loss. She realized she'd never see her family again, never walk under the warm sun. As the last shreds of her sanity unraveled, Naomi heard Mr. Anderson's voice, distant and detached. "You should have declined the interview, Naomi. Now you're just inventory." And then, darkness consumed her.